Ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Salvetti, welcome back to another lesson of the High Performance Trader. So today I want to break down a very psychological aspect of trading, right? So just recently, I've been going through sort of a struggle, right, with the markets, not really seeing it clearly, not really doing well, right? And this caused me to really dive deep into my journal. And I want to break something down, right? Because it's human nature and it's wild to think about. But when you start to achieve consistent results, consistent profitability, you're able to get in and out of the market in a consistent fashion, right? You start to get complacent. You start to associate a good day, good trading day, with a previous setup, right? How many of you out there, right, have fallen in love with a specific strategy, right? How many of you out there have fallen in love with a specific trend, right? Maybe you can only trade longs. How many of you out there, right, know what to do but fail to execute what's correct, right? And you know this, but you struggle doing it, right? Me, right? That used to be me entirely, and it's a battle every day. Right. But today in this lesson, what I want to be talking about is trader awareness. Okay. Trader awareness. Now, I know I touched a little bit on this last lesson, but that was more with price action. In this lesson, I want to delve very deep into here. Right. I want to dive into your mind. Right. I want to dive in and actually enlighten and acknowledge you and teach you and demonstrate and show you exactly what is going on that's keeping you from following your trade plan, right? Because, we all know what we should do. We're all told, trade with discipline and you'll see great results, right? How many videos have you seen saying that? We're all, these 7 strategies and ideas are going to change your life if you could do it for 60 days, right? We've all seen it. But what's a continuous battle, right, is knowing what to do but not executing it. And today in this lesson, I need to break down to you how to develop that confidence and conviction within yourself, right? Because it's not going to come from a YouTube video, right? It's not going to come from a online course. It's not going to come from a guru. It's not even going to come from me. It can only come from yourself, from deep in here. Right? It's a state of mind, a state of being that you can achieve through arduous and hard work. That's it. That is the only way to consistency. That is the only way to longevity in the market, right? Is through doing the right thing when no one's looking, right? Following your process when barely any money's on the line, right? You do that consistently and you'll start to believe in yourself. Now, Josh, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Right? So I made this for all my students in one-on-one mentorship, right? But I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is what I like to call a probabilistic behavior exercise, right? So before we go any further, let's just establish the fact many of you aren't seeing consistency, right? Let's just agree here. Because your ability to trade when emotions on the line, right? How many of you go, okay, I know what to do, but I fail to execute? Now, there's a few reasons why, right? It's because you haven't learned to trust and believe in this strategy or within yourself or in a probabilistic fashion, meaning there is immense amount of significance on the outcome of this trade. You want to be correct. You want to make money. You want to feel good, right? You want to feel satisfied. You want to feel like all this hard work, money you've spent, mentorships, courses has been worth something, right? That's why you put on this trade, and that's why you want it to work. How many of you can put on a trade, take a 30% L, and not be worried about it? How many of you can put on a trade, and maybe a week in a row, but follow your strategy, and each one's a loser, and you're not worried? Right? That is where we need to get to become. That is the state of mind we need to get to become consistently profitable. I'm talking on a massive scale. right? If you're ever in the business of making 100 grand, 200 grand, 3, 4, $1 million a year as a day trader, you're going to have to acquire the mental skills, right? To be able to trade 10, 20, $40,000 trades, $50,000 trades, 1,000 contracts on the S&P, right? How are you, think about it, how are you going to be able to do that if you haven't developed the right mental skills? You're not. So for all of you out there, and I used to be one of them, that can think just because you might be trading 5 contracts or 10 contracts today and you did all right, but you're not following your process, right? If you think that's going to work, if you think you're going to be able to swim in with the sharks, the banks, the large money, if you think that's going to really work, you're completely naive to the reality of the situation, guys. It is time for you to acquire these skills. There's not a better time but now. Right? Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you're going, oh man, I keep doing all right and then giving it all back. I have one good month, I give it all back. One good week, 2 good week, give it all back. All because I can't focus in the now moment. I'm way too attached to my trade and I know this. I can't execute and I'm aware of this, but I still won't change. My friend, that is on you entirely. But for those of you that want to change, right, that want to learn those mental skills, for those of you willing to put in the work, this video and this exercise is for you, right? Let's break into it. Okay, so my goal is for everybody to get to the point where they can trade their process entirely without fear, hesitation, or anxiety. Instead, to approach every day with confidence, control, conviction, to act properly on your edge. Your edge isn't a 100%. Instead, it is just a higher probability of one thing happening over another. That's it. That's all the edge is a higher probability, a weighted coin of one result happening over the other. Not a guarantee. So you just get that out of your mind entirely, completely. You are never going to be always right. Stop trying. Next. We must accept this and keep moving forward. It is a strength in and of itself to develop a probabilistic manner, to learn to do and think in trusting the probabilities. That's it. The sooner you can realize that this trade's probably going to be a loser and so is the next, and it's fine. You don't need to be correct to make money. The better. If you haven't already, buy this and study it. Read it once a fucking month. This book is going to change your life. Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. Okay. High performance trader exercise. So first we're going to have to develop probabilistic behaviors, right? Behaviors that act in a manner aligned with probabilities. Accepting the risk immediately with a 25% hard stop loss. Check. Approaching every trade with the same position size, not placing any more significance on any single trade. Now, there's some traders out there that go, oh, but when my edge really lines up, I'm putting money on the line. No, listen, that means you actually think you have control. Oh, because confluence or this, that, and the third. Bullshit. You do not know if this trade's going to go your way. I don't care how many things line up. As a matter of fact, the more things that do line up, the worse your trade is. So many people, oh, I need to see QQQ good. I need to see SPY good. Everything's got to be aligned perfect for me to put on this trade. Dude, you cannot control it. The sooner you realize that, the better. Acting on your edge without hesitation or reservation. This one's so important because so many traders out there don't even know what their edge is, right? They literally think they're just going to open up the computer today, right? Look at somebody else's pre-market plan and do a quick swift analysis and put on a trade. And know what's crazy is sometimes it works. And this is the crazy thing about trading is you don't have to follow this process to make money. But you do have to follow this process to achieve consistency. And rule number 1 is identify what your process is. Let's go back to that $250,000 a year trader, right? You guys hear me talk about this all the time in my YouTube shorts and Instagram or whatever. Or maybe you haven't heard me, but I'm just going to say it. For you to see any growth in this game or any game for that matter, you must first identify and have a clear vision of what that person looks like. So when you think of whoever you are, right, as a $250,000 a year trader, you need to think, This person trades 1,000 contracts at a time. Okay. What does his process look like? Now you must compare yourself with this man or woman every single day. If you're trading 10, 20, $50,000 trades, are you stomping out or are you just letting it ride? Okay. Are you going out of the money or are you going in the money? Right? Are you just swinging on some SPX calls because someone on the Discord told you to? No. You must learn and have a clear objective of what this person looks like. And now that person, you need to become. So what's it going to take to become that person, right? Identify the skills, identify the characteristics, right? I can't just tell them to you. You got to figure it out. This is your journey. And now the ones out there that are sick of losing are going to do this, right? And they're going to take out a piece of paper and they're going to write down, all right, $250,000 trader, right? His edge is, write it down, right? Does this person eat well, work out? Does he take care of himself? Write it down. Does he have a great relationship with his kids, his family, his wife, his mother? Write it down. Write down in detail what this person looks like. Does he trade in a probabilistic manner? Write it down. Okay? Now, based on what you believe, you need to become this person. Okay? So what's it going to take to become this person, right? We're acting on your edge without hesitation or reservation. Okay? Accepting the outcome of this trade is extremely unique and you have no control over it regardless of your analysis, right? So let's go back to that bad week I was having. I'm going through my journal. And of course, in my mind, I'm going, how can I be better? What did I miss, right? Because we start to think just because we're losing, our analysis is off, right? Once again, that's giving us, right, the idea that we're actually in control of the outcomes here. They're not, right? Only thing you're in control of is your process. Last and most important part of this exercise, logging your outcomes for 30 days, then tweaking behaviors based on performance to achieve consistency. Now let's go back to those 90% of traders that fail. Okay. All those traders that fail, I promise you, remember, trading is a zero-sum game. So when I'm winning, someone's losing. When you're winning, someone's losing, okay? There's no two winners on one trade. So anytime your account's gaining money, someone's account's losing money. Remember that. So next time you're losing, I want you to ask yourself, right? Say you're looking at your month. You're going, damn, I lost $1,000, whatever it is. I want you to think who you're losing to, okay? Are you losing to the person that just shows up, opens up his computer, and throws on a trade and walks? Are you losing to the person that's putting in the work and logging his trades every day? Now, I get a lot of mixed feedback on this subject. What do I log? What do I look for? Do I write down my emotions? Do I do this? Do I do that? Do all of it. How bad do you want it, right? If I got it, I'm not here to teach you how to desire it. I'm not here to teach you how to want it. You got to already want that, okay? And ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Because if you want it bad enough, you'll do it, okay? You'll spend 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes doing it. Now, let me tell you this. The ones that are at the top, they're doing it. They're putting in the work. They know themselves like no other. Okay, they may not understand, and they definitely can't control the market. And their analysis probably isn't better than yours. They just can execute like no other. The trader that can execute and understands that execution leads to wealth, he's the one that makes it. Once again, going back to that $250,000 a year trader, write that down. I want a full long sheet, 50 lines long of what this person looks like. Then I want you to take that sheet, slap it on your wall, and I want you to look at it every single day. Remind yourself what it looks like so that when you're in a low spot, you don't lose a beat, you don't miss a second, you don't forget what this person looks like. And the more detailed this person is, the easier it's going to be for you to do it. And I know, guys, this kind of sounds like all that self-help stuff out there, right? And manifestation, right? But guys, it is extremely real. Think about it. If you aren't where you want to be right now, and I'll tell you this right now, I'm not. I want to do much better, right? If you are not where you want to be right now, you need to change something. Okay, you're not going to be able to just continue to do what you're doing and expect change. So going back to those trading errors, right? There's some people I know that struggle going long, right? They think the market, the economy is so bad, they struggle going long. You need to start taking longs. You need to start doing what you're uncomfortable with. This is what we call the unknown, right? The unpredictable future. See, it's so crazy. Everybody out there thinks around 90,000 thoughts a day. And out of those 90,000 thoughts, 90% of them we thought yesterday, right? Some people don't even want to get out of bed in the morning because they can already predict what their day is going to be like, right? They can't accept anything new, right? Now, this is human nature. Our brains it's called an associative bias, where we're constantly associating and weighing scenarios based on previous scenarios. It's just like the market, previous price action, right? This is why human behavior runs the market, and this is what makes it predictable, because us as humans are extremely predictable. So if we're extremely predictable and we associate everything with something from the past, how could we ever create an amazing future if we haven't lived it yet? So this is where knowledge comes into play. This is where, pushing yourself to new lengths, trying new things is so critically important. And guys, every single one of you out there, right, that's getting involved, like with a mentorship, with a Discord, right, with some sort of personal development coach, or maybe you're just reading, guys, kudos to you, because you are the ones that are going to change. The traders that are going to watch this video, especially to the end, and actually follow this exercise right here, are actually going to make it. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But at least you'll know you tried as hard as you possibly could. All right, trading exercise to achieve consistency. Goal: learn to trade without fear or conflicting energy, right? And if you guys want more information on energy or more videos like that, drop some comments below. Okay, so number one, identify your edge before considering a trade, right? Now let's bring it back. So to do this exercise properly, you must first identify your edge, okay? You must first understand what your edge is. Number two, accept the risk entirely before entering a trade and implement a hard stop immediately. Once you enter the position, predefine your entry, target, an area for stop out, drawing the energy out of the contradictory belief about placing so much significance on one single trade. See, once you put on a trade and implement a hard stop, you've immediately de-energized the significance of the trade. Because if you're already putting in a stop, you're emitting off the rip that this could go against you. You're accepting that, right? That's good. That's exactly what you need to do. It's the traders that put this trade on that need everything to line up perfectly, right? And then once the trade goes against them, they're in mind freeze and they're just watching their account diminish, right? Got to get away from that. And to do that is put your hard stop in immediately once you enter the trade. Number one, identify your edge. Number two, accept the risk entirely, right? This trade's probably going to go against you. It's fine. It's supposed to. Learn to love it. Number three, stay in the trade until one of three things happen. Structure is broken and conditions have changed, right? Number two, target is hit. Or three, stop loss triggered. Okay? So B and C are usually, you hit your target or your stop's triggered. But number three, right, we dive very deep and extensively in other videos on how to identify the conditions shifting, right? It's very important to do. It's basically just break and retest, guys. It's structure, right? But while you're in the trade, you must learn to identify it. This means you aren't predicting, remember, associating a previous trade, right? Thinking, oh, this has happened to me before. Back in September, it's going to happen again. No, right? You must remain in the present moment, number three. Number four, most important part. Log your trades every day, along with your emotions you experience during the day.